Hello, Team Momentum. My name is Christy Dunaway, and I'm here today to help you make your list of warm market contacts and know what to say to them. So I know some of you may just be getting started, but for those of you that are watching this that have already started, I want you to know that this is not something you do just when you're a new start. This is something you should be doing every single week, is making this list so that you have business to go to. So let's get started. First thing you need to do is make a list, right? You want to make sure that your list is not prejudged. You just want to start with a list of 30. I say 30 because it's an easy number. Now, for those of you that are really overzealous and overachievers, go for 100. Like, that is like superstar status when you get 100. But if you're just trying to get yourself going and you're just not sure, how much effort you can really give, that's okay. Start with 30. It's an easy number. So first thing we want to do is make the list. Well, who goes on the list? Well, let me help you with that. One of the things we like to teach here is called our Frank's List, and this is something you may or may not have heard before. It's definitely not new to me. I love the Frank's List, and here's how it works. Frank's is your friends, the F, the relatives, the R, your acquaintances, the A, your neighbors, the N, and your kids' parents, your kids' friends' parents. Let me say that right. Yeah, your kids' friends' parents. But I always like to add an S on the end, because if you have a spouse or significant other, they know people too. So I would say your spouse's coworkers or your spouse's contacts. There's a lot of different things you can do to make this list. But if you can just choose 5 people from each category: your friends, your relatives, your acquaintances, your neighbors, your kids' friends' parents, and number 6, your spouse's contacts, that's 30 if you get 5 from every category. Now, you may not have 5 in every category. That's okay. Just do the best you can. So let's start with our Frank's list. Now, these are not necessarily people that live nearby you, so don't limit yourself to, I don't live near family, because I don't live near family and I can make this list. All right, so let's start with the next step. Now that you've made the list, sometimes that's the hardest part, really, is just doing that. So I would suggest to you that as soon as you've made your list of 30, celebrate, because I can't even tell you how difficult that can be to get somebody started just to get them to make their list. I want you to do the first step and celebrate it. Share it with your upline, share it with the group. I made my list of 30. That's a big step. All right, so step 2, here we go. I want you to categorize this list. We're actually going to categorize it in 2 different ways. First way we're going to categorize it is this. You're going to look at this list and you're going to number them into categories of number 1s, number 2s, and number 3s. All right, so your number 1s. Your number 1s are the ones you're like, you know what, if I call them and actually get a hold of them, I'm pretty sure they'll say yes. And this works for anything, whether you're inviting them to a mixer or a one-on-one appointment, whether you're inviting them to look at the business opportunity, or whether you are, even if you're using product, even if you're just trying to sell product and sample product. So these are the people you're like, they probably will tell me yes if I get a hold of them. Okay, so those are your number 1s. Your number 2s are the ones you're like, maybe. They might say yes. I hope they'll say yes. I pray they'll say yes. Okay, those are your number 2s, the ones you're not sure. And then there's your number 3s. Your number 3s are actually the most important ones on this list. So your number 3s are the ones that you know are going to say no. Yep, you're going to put those people on your list. Number 3s are the ones you know absolutely going to say no, but Christy made you make a list of 30. So I had to put them on there because it was the only way I was going to fill up the list, okay? Now, if you don't have any number 3s, power to you, but I know everybody does. So, and they're the most important, and I'll tell you why in just a minute. So, as you categorize them, so now you have a group of 1s, a group of 2s, and a group of 3s, okay? So this list is broken down into 3 parts. Here's what's next. You are going to recategorize them again. I'm sorry, I know this is a lot of organization, but trust me, follow me, this will work. So take your list of number 1s and look at them and discern whether or not they are one of 3 things. Are they influential people in your life, people who have had a lot of success, who've done maybe better than you, make more money than you, whatever you would consider to be more successful? I mean, that really is different for everybody, but Typically, they're people that have a lot of influence and run in big circles, okay? The second group, those would be your eyes, okay, your influencers, those are your eyes. So you label, look at your list of ones, look at your list of twos, look at your list of threes, and label out, just put a little eye next to the ones that are influencers, okay? Your second group that you're gonna look for are your S's. Those are the ones that are the same as you. So they're your neighbors and your coworkers and your colleagues, and people that have, generally have the same amount of success. They kind of live the same type of lifestyle, have the same amount of influence as you, okay? So put an S next to those people. All right, the third step is the L's, okay? So now you can look at your groups of ones, twos, and threes, and you can put L's next to the rest, because the rest should be people who look up to you. These are people that you've probably done better than them in life, whether that means monetary or just, intellectually, whatever you consider that to be, they look up to you, okay? They trust you. So I would make those your L's, all right? So now that you got them categorized properly, here's what we're gonna do next. You're gonna start with your group 3. Oh, yes, you're gonna start with group 3. So group 3 is the most important group, and let me tell you why. So you already know they're gonna say no. Come on now. You already know they're gonna say no, nothing's changed. So I would rather you flub up and mess up the thing you're supposed to say to them and get it wrong. But the people you already know are going to say no. These people, you're not really concerned that they say yes because you already knew kind of what category they fell in. So it's not a big deal, and it helps you get that practice, okay? Let me give you a little psychology behind this. If you actually went the other way, didn't listen to me, and started with your group 1, what would happen if some of those group 1s told you no? Would you want to finish your list? Probably not, right? Yeah. Now, so start with your 3s. What if your number 3s, though, some of your number 3s actually said yes? Would you be totally fired up and excited? I bet you would. Would you want to finish that list? I bet you would. So it's really important that you start with the 3s, okay? Start with the ones you know will say no, get that rejection stuff out of the way. We all go through it. It's just the nature of the beast, okay? Now, why, and I had you categorize them into those I's, S's, and L's is really important too. And this doesn't really matter which ones you start with in this, but those individuals deserve different language from you, okay? So the first language is this. If they are somebody that's more influential, that tends to run in bigger circles, have had more success in life, let's just say, you're really looking for their opinion. You're really looking for their feedback. People with influence and power they want to share their knowledge. Okay, they like their ego stroked a little bit. So go to them, and when you pick up the phone or when you run into them or call them, text them, whatever you're doing, however you're communicating with them, I want you to remember that you're looking for their opinion. So you might say something like, hey, listen, Sarah, I trust you. I know you are a business guru. You know business backwards and forwards. I would love to get your help, and would you please look over this information for me and make sure I'm making a great decision on what I'm doing here. Okay? People want to be asked to help, and especially if they're influential people, they already know that they've got what it takes to know whether it's good or not. So the second group of people are the ones that are the same as you. Now, this is kind of tricky because they are people that you're going to go back and forth with. So they're people you're going to brainstorm with. So I might say, hey, Michelle, could I meet you for coffee tomorrow? I think I found a way to get myself out of debt this year, and I want to run it by you and brainstorm with you a little bit and see if this is really what I think it is. Okay? When you brainstorm with somebody, you're treating them as an equal. You both have the same type of information to flow back and forth. Okay? And the third group of categorization, it would be your L's, the ones that look up to you. And those people those are the easiest, because all you have to say is, hey, listen, we need to grab a cup of coffee. We need to go hang out for a second. I need to show you this. I found something phenomenal. Thought of you first. You've got to look at this with me. Okay? These are people that really do look up to you. So it's important that you just tell them what you want them to do. And they'll do it because they trust you. So those are the 3 categories you work within. So remember, an opinion and brainstorming, and then just telling them what you want from them, okay? The next step is going to be going on that date, right? If you've set up a one-on-one appointment with them, great, go on that one-on-one appointment. If you've set up a mixer, invite them to that mixer. Now, here's the thing. If you're just getting started, you probably have your mixer coming up in the next week. So what you're going to want to do is invite them to that mixer, okay? When you go through this list, invite them. All right, so hey, listen, come check this out. I need you to see this, all right? And use the 3 things that we just talked about. But if they say no, they can't, or the date doesn't work, or whatever, don't stop there. Invite them to a one-on-one meeting with you. Invite them to go grab a cup of coffee with you. That's where you want to really shift them over, okay? Now, if they don't live nearby you, you want to just, set up an appointment with them to get on the phone with them and your upline, okay? So never do that by yourself. Always 3-way it with me or Dana or whoever your upline guru is, okay? So it's important that you invite them to a mixer, but you don't just stop there, that you also invite them to a one-on-one if they can't make it to that mixer that's coming up. And same thing with product, okay? So don't just stop there if they can't do something. Make sure that you're willing to find out what they are willing to do. Whether they're not, even if they're not willing to meet with you, a lot of times people are willing to be your taste tester for you, okay? All right, and then the last thing you're gonna do is when you go meet with them, whether you're meeting with them one-on-one or whether you're at a mixer or you're on the phone, you want to form them, and this is something I learned from Logan. Forming them really just is 4 things, and the first step really is finding out about their family, finding out about their occupation, the things that they find fun recreationally. That's the R, and really what motivates them. Now, for me, that's the M. It's like, what do they need out of life? What's their mission? What's their motivation? Okay, what gets them to go up in the morning and running? Everybody's got a little something. Okay. So when you're forming them, start to listen for cues because they're going to be different personalities and you're going to need to know how to speak to them. So the red personalities are the strong, go-getter, type A. They're bold. Typically, they're bold and they're loud and they're usually your overachievers and they don't want a lot of detail. They don't need to know what the ingredients are. They want to know, does it work and can I make money? All right, those are your reds. Those are your doers. Your reds are your doers. They get it done and they don't wait around for somebody else to do it, okay? So when you're talking to them, don't go into all the finite details. Show them the plan, show them the money, show them that the product works, get them signed on. That's it, okay? Don't wait around to give them a million details. I'm a red, I don't want the details, okay? Your greens are the ones that do want the details. So you're gonna have to take some time to let them look through the information. And you're not gonna know all the information, that's okay. That's why we have videos in our app. So if they're like, well, I wanna know about this, or what about that, or what about the ingredients, this or that. You've got videos right there just to shoot them over or watch with them. Don't be the expert, you're not. Even if you're Dana Cantera, PA, you're not the expert ever because that makes this business not duplicatable. Okay, just shoot them the information that's already in your back office. If they're yellow, they're probably nurturers. They're probably people who like to take care of people. So show them how this helps people, okay? And then if they are blues, they're people who really like to spend time with other people. They're kind of gatherers, social groups. Everything's got to be fun. So show them the fun part. Show them the trips and the car bonuses and the time we get to spend together. So as you're forming them, finding out their friends, occupation, recreation, and kind of what their mission in life looks like, listen for those cues. They will tell you what they want to know. Don't tell them what they don't ask for, okay? All right, so the last thing would be this, is some closing scripts, and then I'll let you guys get started. So a few things you can use is this, especially on a red. So if you're talking to a red, you might just want to say, listen, do you want to get started? Do you want, no, let me try that again. You would say something like this. Do you want to tap your toe in and just kind of see how this works? Or do you want to go all the way and make the most amount of money you can right away with the top plan? That's it. That's all you have to say. Do you want to tap your toe in or do you want to start at the top and go all the way right away? Okay? A red is ready to move it, move it, move it, move it, move it. Okay? And just don't forget that verbiage. It's important. Another thing you could say would be, could I meet with you on Thursday or Friday? All right, so don't ask them, can I meet with you? You ask them, can I meet with you Thursday or Friday? You want to always make sure any question you're asking is not going to give you a yes or no answer, or it would only be a yes answer. What's only a yes answer? Would you like to make a little extra income? Nobody says no to that, okay? Not even the richest man in the world would say no to could use a little extra income. Everybody wants more, okay? That's life in general. So you can ask a yes or no question as long as you know everybody says yes to it, okay? Otherwise, just make sure any question you're asking to close them is a choice. Red or blue, green or black, 28-day transformation or skincare, like, $3.99 package or $12.99 package. Find that defining line. That might be really hard for you in the beginning if you're not a red like me, So that's why you want to bring your upline involved. So don't forget to use your upline. We are your third-party tool. We have already done this. We've already gone before you. Let us do the work. So just edify us. Tell your prospect how great we are and how much we know, and that you don't know very much yet, so you want to get us on the phone. We are always here to help. Well, I hope that helps you guys make your list, know how to categorize it, and know what to say to make that initial approach. If you have any other questions, again, my name is Christy Dunaway. I'm happy to help. Just let me know.